My name is Thomas Ngarajola. I'm the head instructor for Shaolin Self-Defense Centers. The name of the art that we teach is Shaolin Kempo Karate. I'd like you to welcome you to our Blue Belt instructional tape. This is the 5th tape in a series of 11 tapes. Each of these tapes is designed to introduce you and to support your learning in each belt, not to replace professional instruction at your school. Let's get started with the Blue Belt information. One of the first things is called the crane stance that you'll be getting later on. But from here, you're going to be taking your foot, bringing it to flamingo position. Your right hand goes down. Notice the fingers are not apart, they're together, and your left hand is up. If you want to put slight blades out, you can, or straight palms. This would be a right crane stance. Notice the left knee's bent a little bit. From here, this would be a left crane stance. You can work on hopping from one to the other. It's very good for getting away from kicking motions. Frank, why don't you come on out? Thanks for coming out today. Okay, from here, person throws like a side kick motion at you, and you're just kind of blocking down. The most important thing is that the foot gets out of the way, the hand position comes down to block. So you're fighting and boom. From here also, he could be coming in with his hand motion, and you could be coming in this way, you're not really sure what's happening. So from here, you move around with somebody, you kick, and boom, and you're right out of the way. You can work on it and just kind of, play from here. You can go back and forth. I'll kick at him, he'll do a crane stance. Boom, he'll kick back at me. I'll do one. Boom, doesn't matter which way you go. That's the crane stance. Just work it slow and hold your balance. If you find yourself losing your balance, bend the knee you're standing on. The next position I like to get right into is called the closed kneel stance. Frank, just lie down on the ground there. Take a rest. Okay. In the closed kneel stance, your left foot's going to be this way, your right knee's going to be this way, and your hand's going to be like this. It's for motions that are coming downwards. From here, you could have swept somebody down, and you're coming in, striking to their face, and notice that my knee could be doing a pinning motion coming across this way. If he's on his stomach, I could be pinning across, or either way. That's the closed kneel position. Thank you, Frank. So when you're doing the closed kneel position, this would be with your right foot. You just see like this. You could be blocking, doing lots of things, and this would be from the left. Notice from the side view, this foot basically runs parallel down this way, and here, this is very good strength conditioning in here. Don't be bent over, keep your back straight. So we have the crane stance, and we have the closed kneel stance. Something that you'll get later is called an open kneel stance. Here your hip is closed, here your hip is open, and you'll be coming down. That's an open kneel stance. Use that many times when you're doing like combination 1 that you'll be getting later. Next, I'd like to work on the 8-point blocking with the strikes. Notice each belt rank, from white belt, if you've been following the series, we're adding things. From here, I've kind of done this on the previous tapes, when you block with number 1, twist your hips, strike, and thrust out your shoulder. Really emphasize it. 2, boom. 3, huh. Get that drive going. 4, huh. 5, huh. 6, huh. 7, huh. 8, huh. The same exact things that you did all the times before. You could be blocking here and go this way. Just twist. Get the hips moved. Shoulder extension. 2, huh. 3, huh. 4, huh. 5, huh. 6, huh. 7, huh. 8, huh. And you can go, out of order. It doesn't really make a difference. Just get your body twisting. Your body's going to go off on a slight angle, you strike going forward, the full extension. This will get you in the habit of thrusting out. One important thing of Kempo is learning to strike where you're from. Instead of full winding up, we learn how to extend out and twist. We exaggerate it in the 8-point blocking with the strikes, so you can get the feeling of twisting. Then you're going to take that exaggerated movement and contain it down to a shorter range movement, so you get that snap punch. Next thing I like to work on is a stepping stool kick. What you're going to be doing is bringing up your one foot as if you're going to the crane stance, and then you fake or light kick this one, and then big kick with that one. So from here it looks like this. From the side. You can do it snap kick, ball kick, ball kick. You can play around, snap kick, crescent kick. Lots of different ways to play around. Let's have a partner come on out. So when you're doing it from here, he goes to block this one. Boom, that sneaks in. Very powerful, so don't hit your partner too hard. From here, he goes to block this one. Boom, other one sneaks in. Or you could stun him with this kick and then take him out with that one. You can do it kicking here and kicking there. The whole thing with the stepping stool kick is the crane concept of kicking, which one foot comes up and then the other one comes out. Practice those. It's excellent for the aerial kicks that'll be coming later. The next kick is the crescent kick. From here, you can be using the crescent kick for blocking motions. The man has something in his hand, coming in this way, spinning. Many times use the crescent kick. We're fighting with somebody, kind of coming into his knee this way, buckling him, or coming across the knee, very painful that way, with motions. That's the crescent kick. The crescent kick, bring your foot up here, Frank, is kicking, a little wet here in the ground this morning, but it's nice to be outside. Pretty much in this area in here, his ankles flexed back and tight. Not too much up here, you don't want to hurt yourself. Right in here, the strong part. So if he was kicking me in the head, it'd be right in here like this. If he was kicking me in the leg, it'd be right in here like this. So you have the knee as a target. You have the back as a target. You can even use the inside of your lower part of your leg. So we call that a bow kick when you come in here. Just a short range crescent kick. You can come across the front of the knee, groin, solar plexus, face. It doesn't really make a difference. In fact, one of my favorite ways to throw it, let's set them up right here, is you sparring, you fake, you hide behind the shoulder here, and you do the crescent. You fake up here, he moves his head, and boom, right up. I'm just using his shoulder as a focus point. If I want to target it in, I can change it the last second. See how I kind of snaked it in? So either way, you can be just in here, coming this way, boom, and here, boom, from here, boom. A lot of times it's good just to kind of have your partner throw one at you, boom, you throw one back at your partner, and you throw ones back at you, boom, you throw one back at him, and you just move around doing it that way. Thank you, Frank. That's the crescent kick. Excellent kick. It's one of the first kicks with major circular motion. A lot of the kicks up to this point were very linear ones we had. Now we have circle, coming from outside your body, heading towards your inline major circle. The reverse crescent kick goes the other way, from inside body out. Crescent this way, reverse that way. We'll be working on that a little bit later on in another tape. Next strike is called the U punch. From here, I get its name from the U shape. It's going to be a back two knuckle and a front two knuckle going out together. The next one is going to be the raking motions. We've done the raking motions in a lot of the tapes already, but this is actually when it's officially taught from here. Many times in these tapes, you'll be getting something early from your instructor, but when we show in a tape, this is the set time that you have to have it by at least. So if your instructor's going over something, he might give you some advanced material because it makes sense for the lesson that's at hand in your class that day. But here's when it's officially taught, so let's get it down. Hitting with the tiger part in here, and then the fingers come in. This way, downwards, and cross. Notice that the fingers aren't totally spread. These are bent here and firm. So Frank, come on out. Let's review these a little bit. When I was first introduced to the U-punch, I thought it was quite awkward. It took a few years to actually kind of feel comfortable using it in sparring. But from here, what you do is you just double striking. Many times what happens, your opponent will focus on one of the strikes, usually the higher one, and this one will sneak in. Or he goes to grab you, you block, and blasting. right in here, groin, solar plex. Many times we use it for advanced throws. In fact, when I do the crane throw a little bit, we'll start it out with the U-punch. So from here, the U-punch could be here and here. This will knock him back. Or in here and here, this will bend him over. You could be doing to other portions of his body, coming in here, boom. It's very powerful technique, the U-punch. Same surface point here, about a quarter right here, about a quarter size, and then right in. Very powerful. The key here is to get both strikes to have equal focus and power. Not that one has got most of the power and the other's got a little bit. Right in together. Ha! Good focus. Ha! Keep the foot that's out, the hand is low for right now. You can do it the other way, but it's easier this way first, a little bit safer. Cross tiger rake from here. He could be throwing something, you could be blocking and striking at the same time. It's called a black tiger blocking technique, but the main thing you're hitting here, coming into his face, hit his jaw, at whatever area, and then the fingers come in. So let's use his chest here. It's that, and then that. Not this. That's cats playing with a ball. From here, in. Be careful when you work with your partner, because you can really pop out somebody's jaw quite easy. You can be coming in reverse, this way. A lot of times we set it up for advanced techniques and throws and things of that nature. So what you can be doing, you put these techniques together, person could throw something, you could block, stun with a crescent kick, come back this way, sweep, and then use your closed kneel stance. Somebody comes in here to throw a kick at you from over here, you hop over and you block. Come on, Frank. Got a little. And that's going to be doing, like if you're doing a tournament and you're doing a self-defense kit, those are the kind of things in the self-defense division that you'd want to include. So from here, the tiger rake this way, U-punches this way, crescent kicks this way, and stepping stool kick, crane kick that way. Thank you, Frank. Those are the initial basic techniques. Work on them, include them in kind of your bag work and everything else you're doing in class. Let's go over the sweeps and takedowns unique to the blue belt rank in our system. Frank? I already hinted towards one already, which was the cranes throw. So from here, you're working with somebody, you use the U-punch to get in to bring them down. The cranes throw, you control the neck region, grab the groin, or just control the leg. As your left foot comes in, press down with your left hand, get in, roll the person. Notice the shifting of the weight. Watch the shifting of my weight. The hands are just more, just levers moving the power. In, come in here, press down, and roll them. Excellent after initial stun. So from here, boom, grab this way. Right here, that'll be a grab to the groin, press down, watch my foot come underneath my shoulder, roll them, boom. From here, I can do that closed kneel stance, pinning here, striking here. I could be going into lockups. I can be going into lots of different things. But or you're going to be throwing them and running that way. That's the crane throw. You'll see that coming in the crane form a little bit. The tiger stomp takedowns. You're working with somebody and you get in behind their foot, hitting this way. Right in there. So from here, you're fighting in the front, you work to the back, boom. And then from there, you're doing a crescent kick to his back, just hitting him and running. So from here, the tiger stomp takedown is maybe you came up behind somebody and you hit right here, right into the back, kind of downward motion. And you could be in here on his neck, controlling, flipping, snapping, doing whatever. You're in control when you're doing these things. So the tiger stomp, let's say you wake up in the middle of the night and all of a sudden you see somebody in your house and you happen to be behind them and you're bare hand, you don't know what to do. You want to come up, you say you strike them and something goes wrong and they're starting to turn around. Boom, you can bring them right down to the floor. Tiger stomp takedown, right in there. We'll get into these laid pins later on. Thank you, Frank. So that is the tiger stomp takedown and the cranes throw. Thank you. Stature of the crane. Let's get started. As you go in our system, the Shihan Kempo Karate system, the tiger, leopard, dragon, snake, and crane come into play. After black belt, the animal forms get very advanced. This is the first basic one. Let's get started. From here, I'll talk through it facing you, and then I'll walk through it facing that way. Then I'll have Frank come out, we'll do the application, and then we'll do it once together. Sounds like a good plan. Front position. Horse stance. Come over to a pine tree, collecting your energy. We'll be discussing the movements in a minute. And your instructor might be showing you slightly different applications, that's fine. Turn over to your left side, half moon stance, a block and a punch. Retreat, crane always retreats. Peripheral vision looking, off to the right. Same move. Angle here. Control, lock, guard, be aware. Up, boom, there's that crane stance. Block with a spear hand poke, half moon forward, left front two knuckle, right front two knuckle, left front two knuckle, downward on the person's center line. You sense something, you hear something coming over here, look, turn, boom, pop the stance. When you do these stances, land them hard. Don't go into them like that. Kind of really, bang! Like you're blocking something, evading. Face, solar plex, groin, controlling of the head, possibly. There's other things that can be going on. Crescent kick, causing a takedown. From here, you just go right into that closed kneel stance with a thrust punch. Pop open, boom. In, face, solar plex, groin. As your weight goes down and in. 1, 2, guarding. U-punch. Left hand is high. U-punch. The right hand is high. Come forward. Another U-punch. Control the head, control the groin. Flip the person. Half moon back. Block strike. Block strike. Block strike. And block strike. I'll walk through it facing this way. Remember, this is designed to support your training, introduce you to it, not to replace your instructor's lessons. Nice walk through pace. Let Frank come out and work a little bit on the movements. Let's move down here a little bit, give ourselves some room. When you're doing stature of the crane right in the beginning, when your partner's right, say right there, you're here like this. You're looking everywhere. You sense somebody coming in from this way. Your energy is dispersed. You bring your foot in, you bring your hands in, and he comes in, and you're there. And it could be the same thing over here. You could also be having a partner just coming from this angle over here. You're like this, and the partner's like throwing a kicking motion at you, and you're blocking, and you're grabbing his leg, and you're throwing his leg. Could also be that. Which is the proper thing to think? As Frank knows, both are right. It's up to you. So if you see somebody coming in, shooting down and going, that's fine. Or open up the hand, that's all right. Or you see somebody else more shifting away and coming in, that's fine. That's the first sequence right there. Either way, Kempo is very open, that's fine. From here, the next motion, perhaps somebody comes in and try to grab you. You block, come around their arms, lock up. Let's do that one more time. From here, comes in, block around, block up. One knee, two knees, take his head, boom, right off your knee. Again, from here he comes in, boom, one, two, boom. Remember, this is how it looks in the air. Boom. You can use your imagination. Another thing could be, perhaps you're here, and you're like this, and he throws a kicking motion at you. And you're kind of getting out of the way. And you're fighting, you're getting out of the way, and he throws a big kick at you. Boom, there's that crane position. So whatever you're thinking about, evasiveness or really in-close fighting, works both ways. Next part, your partner throws a punch at you, you block, and you spear and poke. Very simply, but you see what you got. Could be a little bit more advanced than that. As he throws his punch, I could be blocking here with more of my top of my arm, striking the nose, actually the philtrum area, underneath the nose, and coming in. So it could be, or just this. It's up to you. The three punches go right down his center line. Face, solar plex, groin. So that's this section right here. In, or could be that section. Let's keep an open mind. From here, my partner's over here. I sense something happening. Maybe he goes to throw a kick at me, and I'm, boom. He really has to come in a little bit with that kick from here. There it is. He hit him across the head that time. He didn't even punch. Get him right there, and bang, bang, bang. The next motion, when you grab the head, and you're in here, you could have grabbed the head and done a crescent kick to his head. Boom. And he falls down. In the form, he falls perfectly correct. In the fight, you might have to come in and do that move we've shown a few times. That's right in here with the pinning of the knee and the striking here. You could get into lockups, but we're just handling the movements very elementary right now. Another way it could be done is you could have been hitting here. The man throws a punch, grabbing his punch, boom, initiating a takedown by injuring his arm. One of my favorites that a lot of people don't work on is being in here like this, taking his head, twisting it this way towards you, and doing a crescent kick on his leg, boom, that way, causing the fall right there, wham, and moving on. What's the proper one to think? Well, as you know already, all of them are. Play around with a partner, work on a bag, get your partner, practice some of those ideas back and forth. Maybe 10 reps, I go, 10 reps, he goes. You get a good workout there. Really learn your forms. Just don't do them like a dance, study them. The next maneuver, from here, you're like this, person throws a kicking motion at us again, and we, boom, we're springing back. Notice we use that crane position a lot. From in here, you have the same thing where you block his hand, and you're in here, or he does the same thing, and you're in like this, and you're riding like this, and you have your three punches. Remember, your weight. Just don't do this. Watch my waist come in, the energy. Right in, don't lean too much. Just get the body moving. The U punches, you hear like this, maybe he's going to grab you, and you get him before. Or you're in here, and you're like this. And you're doing three of them. That's just a workout. From there, you could be, he could be throwing a punch, you could be kind of slipping his punch and coming right in. You grab him. There's the crane throw we did before. Pushing down, grabbing, throwing. And then you're stepping back, looking around. Maybe his cousin comes up, maybe he gets back up. And you're doing the, from in here, he throws a punch, coming in, one, and then he throws the same punch there. I could be going in the armpit or into here too. And then, just so you can see, I do 3, and another one, 4. Thank you, Frank. When you're doing the form, you might say, well, why are we doing, after we throw the guy, why are we doing, 4 of these things going forward? It's just a workout. Getting going, getting repetition, getting down, learning how to do it over and over, perfection of movement. Many times you'll notice in Kempo, you'll see a lot of times that blocks and strikes, and 2 motions are done together. The word A-N-D, and, is not quite used often in Kempo. It is often the word simultaneous and with. Frank, come on out, let's do Statue of the Crane together. Okay. You have enough room? And it's kind of nice, follow my pace. First, turn. Look. In. 1, 2, 3. Big crescent. Drop. Snap back. Use your mind, visualize. 1, 2, 3, here come the U punches. Take the guy. In, roll him. In, When you're doing maneuvers, you can ki different parts. A ki is whenever you feel good. Frank could be kiing in one spot, I could be doing it in another spot. When you feel your body come together mentally, physically, and spiritually. Work on statue of the crane, practice bags, body, and with boards. Thank you. Combinations for the blue belt rank in our system. Number 9 and number 12. Let's first do number 12. As your opponent comes in at you, you're going to be shying off to the right side, kind of blocking, doing a front kick, turning over, right in line, keeping it inside your shoulder, and a motion. You can cross out that way, or you can do it, boom, and come all the way around, or you can do it, boom, and come forward. You might be doing other things afterwards. That's combination 12. Let's have Frank come on out. When you're doing combination 12, again, that standard punch in is just for initial practice. From here, put your right leg back and just do the step in all the way. Don't hurt him with the front kick. He's going to be coming in and whoosh. Notice I got to him before he got to me, an element of 6 combination. My left arm comes up with my left knee. The knee and the elbow travel in unison. My body shifts a little bit. If he turns a lot, I turn a lot. If he turns a little, I turn a little. He comes in, boom, getting access to his center line. Shoom, turn, under, boom, disperse him away from you. Go on the other side over here. Back up a little bit. He throws, boom, boom. And if you're doing it on the left side, he throws that hand, coming in here, bang, boom. You could actually do it lefty and righty by accident either way, and it would work just the same. Thank you. When you're doing combination 12, get that front ball kick out there, get it over with, and this is the key thing to look at. As your foot lands, your body turns, and wham, you're right in. If it turns into a side kick a little bit, that's right, as long as it stays underneath your shoulder, not traveling outside. Many times you start kicking up, your foot will turn naturally a little bit, as long as it doesn't come outside your body line. It's easy to see, it's easy to block. Combination number 9. The individual comes in at you, step back, shoot to block, in this area right here, seize, or just strike. Front ball kick, very hard, into the lower area, about 2 inches below the belly button, or right into the groin. Whoosh. Roundhouse ball kick, anywhere from the heart region up to the neck or side of the head. Very dangerous shots. You gotta be careful. You're in control here. Boom. Land like this, or you could be from here. It all depends how you ricochet and land off here. Then come in with a side kick. Let's see this. It's best to always have the combinations done on a person so you can see how they work. I can give you something that one of my first Kempo instructors told me. It's kind of a little funny, but it might help you remember it. The person punches in. He said the block was like opening up of the garbage can lid. Front ball kick was like sticking the garbage in. The roundhouse kick is like closing the lid. The side kick is like sending out the trash to the curb. You might think it's funny, but you might end up using that visualization yourself. Let's do it from the other side. Same hand with the right hand so we get a good camera view. Block. That time I did it like a strike. Felt it there? From here, front ball kick. Not holding this time. Bang! However I'm landing, this is a recovery position. Whoosh. If you happen to be in a closed position, let's do it left-handed here. You're here like this, or for a reason you blocked and you had his arm. You did a kick, boom. Just be aware that you can get pulled in. Let's see, do another quick kick here, bang. You can lift up and break, and boom, another kick. Thank you. So combination 8 from the purple belt rank was snap, roundhouse instep. 9, you're using the bottom ball, bottom roundhouse ball, and the bottom side. So 8's the top of the foot, 9 is the bottom of the foot. Those are the combinations. Work on them, righty, lefty. Get so familiar with them to become part of your anatomy. Next, let's go into the Kempos. The first one, and I've discussed the difference between Kempos and combos. I don't want to go for a 15-minute history discussion right now. Catch that in one of the previous tapes. Flying Dragon. The attacker comes in, you step back. Notice a little different than the previous combination 9. Holding or knocking out, same concept. Kick, kick, thrust, seizing palm with the elbow. Flying Dragon once again. Step back, kick, kick. Doing it lefty, step back, boom, boom, right in there. Let's get a partner out so we can work on this. When you're at home, doing there is good, but nothing beats having a body in front of you. You step back, block. I can even hit his eyes if I want to. Boom. Now here, the first kick, you can go anywhere. Across the front of the knee, a little inside. I prefer a little bit to the outside. I'm not kind of doing a front ball kick with a little turn to it, getting to the outside back of the leg. And then from here, this kick goes up a little higher. If you hit here, the first one, the second one goes here. If you go for the attack the back sciatic area, the nerve, then you go up high. If you hit the ribs, you go up to the face. If the armpit, you go up to the head. Work yourself up. So from here, like a ladder. Block. You can hold on if you want, or you can just send him that way and boom, boom, and then hit and hit. It was taught to me initially as step back, and this is the way I like you to have it for official textbook purposes, is striking up underneath the arm, up underneath the jaw area. His head goes back. That'll expose this ribs on this side here. His head comes down. This palm seizes and hits, and notice I get in. I'm not out here like this. Kempo is about full commitment of your body weight. So let's do it from the other side. So from here, step back, block, kick, kick, in, or let's do it with the other hand. From here, you here like this, so you knocked it out, you go all the way up high if you want, bang, boom, hit, and From here, you go into advanced takedowns, locking up the legs, doing whatever you want. There's so many things that you could be doing. You're coming in, choking them out. I don't want to, thank you, Frank, get into too much of that right now, because then you'll be watching the endings, the reactionary, the creative part of it, and I want you right now to get the fundamentals down. Next one is the Tiger Raker. From here, left palm block right in here, stepping out in the left half moon stance, back to knuckle. Half mooning like you're going to be going forward. Turn into him with a hammer. Controlling, being aware, the whole hand here. Seizing, grabbing, hitting, controlling, bringing up, shooting down. You can do those tiger stomps this way or that way. So from here, person comes in, from this side right here, block, hit, hit. Hopefully I'm not confusing you by going from left to right side. Frank, come on out. But it really should not be making a difference once you get the movements down. Let's do it on the left punch first so you can get a good feeling for what's going on. You block. Many times when I block, notice my body weight drop there. Use it as a strike right across the top, right, Frank? Yep. Here, now his head came down a little bit. Hit here. I want his head to go far. So when I hit him here, it hurts. If his body's here and I hit him here, tense up your side a little bit. That doesn't hurt too much. No. If I get him to lean over, it hurts significantly more. So from here you block, boom. Now, he's going to be turning. You're going to be coming in, heading in, and then boom, getting behind him. You're going to be banging into him to left foot. Hitting the head, seizing, coming behind. You can kick out either leg. Usually it's taught with the front leg. Boom. The move is over from there. You can just let him just drop, going into something. Later on, especially as you get up high of the green belt, we're going to be encouraging you. You're making it almost mandatory to put endings of your own to these movements. So you can do whatever you want to do from there. Let's do it on the other side. He throws his right hand. See, after a while, you wouldn't even know what side you're doing. It doesn't make a difference. If you came that way, you go this way. If you came that way, you go that way. It wouldn't matter. You don't know what he's going to do. Get that right in there. In, right here, wham! Duck your head, Frank, and the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Ha! That's very hard right there. That was quick, Frank, good. In, seize, I can be coming back with strikes. Right in here like this to his jaw. Boom. Grab, boom. Could be snapping his neck, turning, doing whatever I want. Go slow, especially when you're putting creative endings on things, because your partner might not be aware of exactly what you're doing. Those are the Kempos, the Tiger Raker and the Flying Dragon. Working all those movements, get them down once I get before, get them down lefty, get them down righty, become very familiar with them. Make them part of your training. The speed requirements, the first ones for the rank of blue belt. Can you get the bag for us? What we're going to be doing is asking you in 1 second to throw 3 very quick strikes. What's going to be happening as far as the fighting matter is concerned is you're going to be fighting with somebody. Now 1 second might sound fast, but you work on this drill, you'll actually be able to throw much more than that. But we're looking for 3 really effective strikes. It could be kick, punch, punch. You can go punch, punch, punch. Just don't do this. That's kind of silly. You can go strike, 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 strike. Oh, I think that was 4. Whatever you do. From here you can go strike, strike, strike. Well, again 4. It's very easy to just do 3. You just float in, kick, boom, wham, wham, and hit the bag. So what's going to happen is I'm going to move around, and when I say go, Frank's just going to pop the bag. Now, during testing, we'll actually have a stopwatch, a very quick one, and be going into 1 second saying stop and start. But from here, just let it flow. When you're working out with your bag at home or in the school, just have somebody say go, or just say go to yourself and boom, fly into the bag. 3 very quick strikes with variety. Hey! 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 And it doesn't matter. You can go back and forth with your partner. And he says go for me. You can do it for like a half minute each, a minute each. Go. Go. Get the idea? One more time. Now you put it up on the side. Just getting into the habit of flowing with your motions. Just letting it happen. Kicks, punches. I think I hit it with a knee one time. Just work right into it and get the flow of it going. Frank, come on back out. What you find is you practice that, 3 will become easy. Just so right there. And eventually be going into other things like, now, let's just say each belt rank will present new challenges, new areas of training for you. The next thing I like to work on is the Mushin, the no-mind drills. Each belt rank, you notice we did different things. From standing in front of your partner and just blocking, block. Simple drills like that, to more advanced drills, such as this one. And they'll be getting a lot more intricate as you get higher. Vulnerable positions, standing up. What does that mean? It means you're not facing him this way. You're facing him, he's facing me this way. I'm facing him this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. I'm more from the side, kind of standing there, looking at the beautiful lake. Standing here looking this way, looking at the birds over there, whatever it is. Very vulnerable, like this. Eventually be doing it from standing, sitting down, we are standing right now, kneeling, laying on the floor, all different ways. So it's just a different experience. Everything about our training is an experience, an awareness. And that's what you're shooting for, to be confident in different areas. So from here, get your back towards him, he throws something, and you're just going with it. Now see, if I was forward, I might not have run into that movement. I might have. You know what I'm saying? From here, he comes at me. I could be going into something different. Very good slap out. That's why it's very important on the white belt tape. We went into those slap outs. So when you get taken down in advanced levels like that, you can slap out, it didn't even hurt. From here, you can be, now you might say, well, if your back is turned completely, if I don't know something's coming, I'm here talking to somebody, of course I'm going to get hit if he sneaks up and hits me. Boom. You know, he's got eyes in the back of your head. But let's say you hear something, or you see somebody look weird who you're looking at, and all of a sudden, you sense something. Well, later on, we're getting into that inner eye, that inner sixth sense. So from here, to the last second, you turn, wham, you go into your movements, whatever it is. Okay? It could be that you're turned a lot, And watch this, my body this way, I have to be looking at, maybe I was just like looking for somebody, hey, where's Frank? Oh, You notice a lot of times when I do my no-mind drills, come on up, Frank, I tend to initiate takedowns. I was trained by one of my first Kempo instructors that it's always very good to throw people down, because if you came at me, we're both standing up, now if I can get him down on the floor, it's very psychologically defeating for him, and also I can run. So that's the next section right there. Thank you, Frank. Either way. Which is the no-mind drill from standing vulnerable positions. You just kind of stand there and you find yourself going into different motions than you're normally used to. And you can put yourself in all weird spots around the person. Next, I like to work on something that at first might seem like a little bit of a game. Come on out, Frank. And it kind of is, but it's a very good one. It's called flag sparring. What you do is take a bandana, your headband, whatever it is, piece of cloth, you put it back in your partner. You can put it here, off to the side, or off to the front. If you put it to the front, you want to usually move the belt off to the side. I would be having one here too. What you want to do here is, remember we did point sparring in the last tape, right? We were moving around with each other, boom, 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 and that's good. Well, later on you're going to be doing Kempo sparring, where you're going to be flipping each other and doing other things. Flag sparring is that bridge from the point sparring to the Kempo sparring. So in here we're point sparring, boom, if I can come in and grab that flag, what it really means is, without getting hit, key word there, what that really means, come on over here a little bit, is that I had access to his back. If I had access to his back, I could have done really anything I wanted to him. So the whole idea is, if you're flag sparring and somebody can come into your center, and I'm not talking about grabbing the flag like this and being off balance. If somebody can come in, kick you, boom, boom, and do this and pull out this flag, they very easily could have done anything else to you. So the whole idea of flag sparring when you're moving around with your partner is, just don't go for the flag like that, you know. Do your regular sparring, boom, right? We're moving around, and you're going in, and right there, I grabbed his flag and very easily just could have went into a throw. And then did you know, if he's down there, see how everything ties in together? I'm trying not to do advanced techniques. I'm trying to use the techniques right around the blue belt rank. So that's the flag sparring. Now multiple could be, you can have 2 or 3 flags. I could have 2 or 3 flags. Also, we can have multiples. We could have 4 partners out here. And then the instructor says go, and everybody is being very aware and watching their back. That's an excellent drill for 2-on-1 fighting, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, that you don't expose your back. So flag sparring will get you introduced to Kempo sparring. Also, it's that initial bridge to get out of the 1-on-1 confrontations and get into multiples. You can do it like point sparring, where you hit, you get a point. If you grab the flag, you get more points. Whatever. Thank you, Frank. It's just an idea, a tool to get from one spot to the other. The point sparring, the Kempo sparring, the flag is the bridge in between. If you went just from point to Kempo, there'd be a lot of times when you'd be getting injured, because you'd be out of position, the other person wouldn't be ready for it. The next thing I like to work on is a few of the sparring techniques. There's going to be ground fighting and also timing and rhythm. The flag sparring kind of set us up for the timing and rhythm, so let's get into the timing and rhythm a little bit. The flag sparring helps out with that, because you have to have the person's timing down. Boom. So timing and rhythm means you're moving around with your partner, and let's say he's bouncing up and down. A lot of times people bounce up and down 3 times in a row. And let's say you go forward and back, forward and back, forward and back. Boom! Hit him when his weight's coming forward. Timing rhythm means he comes in with 3 strikes in a row, 3 quick ones. Boom, 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 boom. What I want to do, maybe as he's throwing that, after that second one, boom, 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 boom. Mess up his timing, mess up his rhythm. That's what timing and rhythm is about. You have it already. The thing is now to try to use it against your partner and also change up your rhythm. You're going this way, then change. Put your right foot forward, your left foot forward. Keep altering your rhythm so he doesn't sense it. Try to pick up on his and then work it against him. That's what timing and rhythm is about. You'll notice people going up and down. Try to use that against them. They'll go forward and back, or their hands will follow a certain rhythm. Sometimes people have no timing rhythm and they're standing there still. You don't really want to stand still when you're sparring, because A body in motion hides motion. If I'm standing still and I go to move, Frank sees what's happening. But if I'm moving a little bit already, the same thing kind of looks a little bit different. So timing and rhythm is a simple concept, but it's very important to start being, the key thing is aware. The instructor will show you 10 different things, I'm sure. Just initially think about the one when people go forward and back, and when my weight goes forward, Frank's gonna kick me. Boom. Or people going up and down, right when my weight goes down, boom, he comes in and seizes. A lot of times people will do things like, you know, moving their hands, you could, boom, you can use that against them. Bring the mat out a little bit, Frank. The next thing is the ground fighting. What do you mean for ground fighting? You ended up on the floor. Your partner throws you down to the floor. Boom! I fall down to the floor. Now remember, first you got to slap out right. That's always important. Next, you have to be in a good ground fighting position. What I'm going to try to do now is kick Frank and keep him away from me. In a minute, we're going to be going on some skills once he actually has evaded your circle. A very good book that I mentioned earlier, Zen in the Martial Arts, talks about your circle. My circle of influence is right there. So I'm going to try to keep him outside that. So as he goes to come in, I'm going to kick him in the knee this way. Timing and rhythm is important. As he comes in towards me, I'm going to kick him that way. As he comes in towards me, I'm going to kick him that way. I could be following up, ha! You know, getting into all, you know, things like that. But let's just do a step at a time. Let's keep him away from us. He comes in, I could be, as he leans over on top of me, front kicking up, sweeping this way, striking. From here, he could be taking his, with his foot, step right there, he come in and get me, boom, boom, bang. Okay? So really what you're going to be doing is using your front kick, your side kick, roundhouse kick, and your hook kicks to keep him away. If he gets very close, you can also use these things. See my foot right here, I lock behind, and I go that way, and I take him down. Okay, let's fix my monitor here. So from here, when you're doing it, you don't even have to, let's do, ready? Try to come in, and boom, boom. You have one free kick. Boom, slam, boom, boom. Now from here, what I mean by you have one free kick, in a fight, when you fall down to the floor, he doesn't know you're going to kick yet. Whether you're on guard like this, or if you're like this, he comes in, wham, you got one free one to use whichever way you see fit. Okay. From here, you don't even have to be defensive on the floor. You could be here, and I could be offensive, and I'm chasing him around. You can get up. Or, from here, I can stay right here, and I'm... Whew. I went from ground fighting, then I got into being close. So the ground fighting is an awareness on your part of using your longer range kicks and the locking up of your legs in this positions like this, where he goes all the way down, and I roll, is using those techniques to keep him away from you. Thank you, Frank. If you can work on losing everything here. Now that I got my microphone problem fixed, let's get into some headlock techniques, Frank. Okay. Previous tapes, we did the side locks. Headlocks, you know, that full Nelson is the most famous one. I'd like to say how you got into this position. I'd like to have you work on first, let's handle what to do from here. Somehow you got in this situation. Some people talk about putting pressure on the back of the head in this way and sinking down and breaking it and going for the fingers and maybe going into a toss. That can work. I'll show that to you. From here, you get grabbed, you're like this. Maybe you do a stun, little kick to here. Maybe a kick to the top of the foot. Maybe a back kick. What you do is you bend your knees, sink your back, and put a little pressure this way and break. If you want, you can grab the fingers, turn them, kind of hip them over. You can lock them in this position here, Do whatever you want. You can go into lockups, whatever. That's your personal creativity after that. Let's watch that again. Hold on a second. What I like to really say, as I mentioned before, he goes to grab you, right? As he goes to do it, go. Right there is seize. See where I stopped talking? I seized his arms. I took a little step forward. I caught my balance and go right, you know, into techniques from here. Actually, he looks like he's got me, but I got him. I can be dropping down, turning on him, doing other things. So from here, when you get grabbed in this positions like this, the key thing is to kick, strike, get him to loosen up. Properly put the pressure back this way like this. From here, if you have to, and you want, you need to clamp on. I'm not a high advocate of rolling, you gotta hold your neck, but just kind of hold on to them, support, go down to your knee, roll, and then start the fight. From there, and you can go into lockups and other things of that nature. The key thing is to try to get out of it before you get to put into it. So if the person grabs you here and they come under, right here, catch your balance. Maybe buckle into him a little bit. Take out his leg this way. Maybe get behind him a little bit. Flip him. Take him down. Lock him. Roll him. Come this way. That way. Whatever you want to do. There's countless things that you can do once you get started. Use your personal creativity also with that. If you do decide to roll him down to the ground, be prepared as you take him down to keep fighting right from there. Because you don't want to get him on top of you. You want to kind of stay in a cross-mounted position, in this position, in a strong position, so you can do your strikes and also you're aware. If something goes wrong in the fight, that brings us into our next section, which is, for some reason, you fell down to the floor. And on those headlocks, your instructor will show you lots of other ideas to get rolling. When you're on the floor, you're using your kicks to keep people away from you. If they get on top of you, try to get your feet apart so that you kind of make a weight for him. You can, right here, you can take his breath away from him. Here, you can strike his neck, strike his eyes, strike his ears. Be aware that when you strike him like this, he could use his arm against you if he's got knowledge like that. So be very discreet about your strikes. If he goes to put a hand on your throat or something like that, perhaps you can get a hold of one of his arms and go into an arm bar maneuver. From this side here, you got him like this, and you're taking his weight, you're hitting him. Maybe he gets one hand on you, he's going up trying to punch you. You peel and you go. And then the fight starts from here. Another thing could be, his weight is on this side of you. He's trying to bring his leg over. As he brings his leg over, you go. Watch that again. He's here like this. You're hitting him. He brings his weight over. I just basically put my hand on his ear and took his head this way. I can show hundreds of these escapes. From here, he gets on top of you, he gets over you, and he's on top of you like this. Perhaps you can take your hand here, and you get your other hand across the front. I don't know if you can see this on the camera right here, but choking him, even though he's on top of me this way. And then roll him over, and then you're on top. And then when he sticks his hand up, you can do things against him, where you can, lock up his arm this way, go into cross-mounted positions, come across, whatever you want to do. A very important skill that I like to work on here is as the person's trying to get on top of you, see what I just did to his back leg? Look down here with my foot. He's trying to get on top of me, I push his foot out. Or he's coming this way, and I knock his foot out. He's here, he's trying to get on top of me, I keep kicking his feet out, and then when he loses his balance, he's come up, I kick his foot out, maybe I can roll him this way, or he's taking another step this way, I kick his foot out, and I roll him that way. That's important, and once you get on top. Thank you, Frank. Those are some very simple reversals and escapes. There's countless ones that your instructors will show you, and also you'll learn from your peers in class. Work them. Being on the floor is not a bad spot. You can use your long-range kicks to keep the guy away. When he gets on top of you, all the concepts you learned up here, work down there. The martial arts is based on logic, That's why it's been around for thousands of years. Club techniques. All the ranks we did different directions. We're going to do sideward, which will be coming in from this side like this with either hand or cross back this way. Concepts are simple. From here, he swings, block, keep him coming, take him around, maybe lock up, strike. Again, from the other side, he swings, continue him. If you keep your wrist coming like this, boom, you can disarm him. Maybe strike him. That's a nice simple one from coming out. One more time. From the other side, he swings. Oh, he did something different. That's the beauty of what we're doing here. I do doing something different, but it doesn't make a difference. Just do that same move. He comes across. I used it just coming this way and went into an arm bar. I could also make a flip out of it. He comes in the same way. Here like this, bring him right over. Boom. When he comes in the side, you can use one of your orange belt Kempos. In here like this, hitting, breaking, boom. Whoosh. You could do it from the cross back side. Boom, and here, snapping, striking, going into some sweeping motions right here, taking him right over. From the side motions, you can... Some people get nervous when I show this one at first. Don't try to kick the club. Go for his armpit as he starts to come to the side. Wham! Right to the arm. Very painful, more than likely hit the floor. But you keep your hand, you don't go like this with your hands down. Keep your hands up and wham! Right in. And then here. So you can use them that way. In Kempo, you can use your far range techniques or your close range techniques. Thank you, Frank. Your instructor will give you lots of ideas for the side club. Just take your knowledge, work it. Do one on your partner, he does one on you. Go back and forth with each other. That's the key thing to experience, to work the club techniques. The main thing is just don't block that club, block the arm. Now let's get into some board breaking. Frank? Okay. There's all different types of board breaking. We did knee and elbow before. Now we're going to do some techniques with hand and foot. We're going to be doing one with the pine boards today. There's different types of breaking. When somebody holds it very strong, that's one type. Another type is speed breaking, where somebody, I took two boards and taped them together for us here. Somebody holds the board very lightly, or you throw them up and you break them. Ah! Like that. Just move that out of the way. That's a little bit harder, the speed breaking, and don't do that inside. You'll hit the walls and do other things like that. Just ask Jesse from Baldwin that. He'll let you know about that. Okay. From here, you could do multiple boards, and you can do even more than that. But the key thing is get so good at doing singular board breaks. When I looked at that, there wasn't a concern on my face that I could do that. Wham! I've done it before, all different limbs. It's a confidence. Frank's looking at this board, he knows he can break it, he's done it before. And I want you to get so good with side kicks, elbows, palms, front kicks, that all your strikes get that good with one board. Then eventually get that good with two, then three, then four, then five. After a few boards, then you might want to start trying to speed breaking, because that's a different skill. It's more qualitative than quantitative. So from here, what Frank's going to do is just do a roundhouse elbow. He looks, he gets focused, and right in. Ha! Another way to do breaking is, let's do front, what kick you want to do? Front ball kick, okay. Let's do a kicking technique. Get focused, and he hits. Now, Frank has no idea what we're doing today because we're kind of just going with the flow here. This is something you might want to think about a little bit. You move around a little bit, not just standing still. It's a little bridge to do the speed breaking I did to move him up from that section to this section. I'm going to move around a little bit, and let's say he's going to do a chop strike. I'm going to move around a little bit, not trying to fake him out like this, the old Charlie Brown kick the football thing, just kind of moving around a little bit, and I keep my arm stiff, ha! And he goes for it. That's a good skill to work on. He's going to do a front kick or a side kick. What are you going to do? Side kick? I'm just going to move. I'm not going to try to fake him. I'm just going to move around a little bit. Keep it so he has to work. Ha! His distancing. Move these off to the side, Frank. Thank you. That's the key to initial board breaking. Whenever you go to do a break, if there's a doubt in your mind and you can do it and you think you can get hurt, you're not ready for it. Step by step by step is the key way to do board breaking. Let your instructor guide you along with it. Practice well, practice safely. Talk about a book before we get into the breathing exercise for this rank. It's a book called Deadly Karate Blows. Now at first I know that name sounds kind of juvenile and the adult might not be interested in reading it. When I read the book many years ago, it was called The Medical Implication of Martial Art Blows. They changed the name, I guess, to sell more copies. It's written by a guy named Brian Adams, not the singer, different guy. But the main thing about it is it talks medically about what's going on when you do your techniques. Best case, worst case scenario. I'd like you to read the book and kind of get an experience with it. That's the key thing. Become aware of the book when it's talking about the 13 different things that can go on when you hit the person in the neck. What happens if you do a front ball kick to the solar plex area and you're a little off, you're a little under, you're a little off. It's a very good book to teach you what you're actually capable of. I think it will empower you to take responsibility for the awesome power that the martial arts can deliver. On the flip side, kind of yang and yin there. I like to speak about basic breathing exercise, meditation with a mantra. A mantra, you might have heard that one that goes Om, that symbol Om, like that. That's a mantra. It could be any word. The Om is used because if you put your hands on your nasal cavity up here and you go Om, and then the two vibrations send different vibrations through your head and through your chest cavity. And the vibrations have health implications along with that. We'll get into that a little bit later, but it's definitely good for you that way. If you want to use that, the word Om is the word which translates as one which is behind it all, which actually represents the our roots from India. The martial arts, believe it or not, came from India. Actually, every martial art, if you watch Discovery Channel and you're watching something from ancient Greece, you'll see them doing arm bars and doing fighting techniques back then. Every civilization has had its martial arts. But the Om is very important, kind of sends vibrations through your different chakras. We'll get into that at a later date. From here, keep your head straight, shoulders relaxed, back straight, breathe in. You can say the word oak if you want, but the word Om is a good word for the vibrations. You can even hum and do different things. But from here, what you want to do is forget about the sun, forget about the birds, forget about everything, and just, or the car beeping in the background in your house, wherever you happen to be at, and just get focused in, and the only thing that is there is that word, that feeling. Eventually you even lose that. So you keep your back straight, just close your eyes, breathe in and out. Some of you might feel weird going making those noises like that. If you feel weird, you know, just skip it until you feel comfortable with it. Do it off on the side, nice and quiet, and just get into it. It's Om, and setting the vibrations through. Before we did the breathing, you breathed in, and you held it, and then you exhaled, then you breathed in another tape, you held it, you scrunched up a different part of your anatomy, your toes, your calf muscles, and let go. You're just trying to get the body control, awareness of your body. Feel the vibrations move through your body as you do these techniques, these breathing techniques. I'd like to thank you for participating by watching our Blue Belt video, and I will definitely see you in the future.